The new year comes with new ways for pros to save at Lowe's. Like when you're ready to tackle your taxes, we'll help you save up to $100 off federal tax preparation when you file through TurboTax. All you have to do is sign up to become a Lowe's Pro Loyalty member by January 25th, and the savings is yours. This exclusive offer is for new Lowe's Pro Loyalty members only, so sign up at lowesforpros.com/proloyalty. Lowe's, the new home for pros. Discount valid on select TurboTax services through October 15th. More terms apply. U.S. only.
Sunday NFL tailgate party brought to you by Joe Duffy's Picks at OffshoreInsiders.com. All Joe Duffy's Picks has done is dominate the NFL and college football this year. 207-136 NFL and college football since the preseason. We swept the wild card round, going a perfect 4-0. NFL side is up for Sunday. We'll probably have more, but at least one NFL side is up for Sunday as we follow this report. Joe Duffy's Picks at OffshoreInsiders.com. Now, for the Jaguars and the Steelers, Pittsburgh laying 7, a total 41.5. Teams have played the previous week versus teams off a bye, 36-27 against the spread, but only 21-43 straight up. So the public generally overplays the rested home team, which does usually win straight up, but usually the road team covers under those circumstances. In fact, 34-22 since 2003. Dogs are 7 or more in the postseason with a total of 41 or less, or 10-6. Jaguars against the top against the spread team in the NFL, plus 6.3. Jacksonville did win in Week 5 by a 30-9 score, but big playoff favorites in revenge of a same-season blowout loss. This wide of a margin only happened 3 times, but the team in revenge has won and covered all 3 times, 36.3 to 17.7. Including the Steelers over the Dolphins last year, 30-12. Now, Roethlisberger, remember, in that initial meeting threw 5 interceptions. So, depending on your standpoint, this is what we as handicappers have to evaluate. Is it going to be Ben Roethlisberger with a chip on his shoulder, or is it Jacksonville has shown they are the team that can stop Pittsburgh? They do have the best pass rush in the NFL. Wide receiver Antonio Brown is probable. Rave reports from practice. Of course, he of 101 receptions for the Steelers. Now, Blake Bortles, like Marcus Mariota, running quarterback, where guys like Bortles tend to maybe ration themselves during the regular season as far as running the ball, but that all goes out the window in the playoffs. So look for Bortles to use those legs much more than he did in the regular season. And with, of course, running back Leonard Fournette, Jacksonville is built to be able to play keep away. A lot of times you think that when you're a big underdog, you kind of want to play some keep away, keep Pittsburgh's powerful, very powerful offense off of the field. Jacksonville has the talent to do that, and really, on defense, they got some good talent, too. Blake Bortles, 1 playoff start compared to Ben Roethlisberger with 20. Temperature for this game, kickoff temperature, should be about 21 degrees. Steelers and the Vikings. Vikings laying 5, minus 105, 46.5. Vikings hold teams to 0.4 yards per rush and 1.1 yards per pass and 0.7 yards per play below their normal average. Saints, though, get 0.3 more yards per rush, 1.3 more yards per pass, and 0.8 yards per play above their normal average. So, what the media has been saying is pretty true. You got the great offense of the Saints against the great defense of the Vikings, but, of course, the Saints have one of the most improved defenses in the NFL, and the Vikings with a very underrated offense. Again, teams have played the previous week versus a team off of a bye, are 36-27 against the spread, but only 21-43 straight up. So that would, imply that the Vikings will win outright, but not necessarily cover. Vikings won on opening night when these teams played, but the Vikings, of course, they're now without Bradford and Cook, and the Saints now 1-2 punch with Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara. Of course, then again, some would argue that the Vikings are better with Case Keenum. Michael Thomas, 104 receptions. There's a big difference between these teams that met in Week 1. Vikings' weapons include the underrated Adam Thielen, wide receiver Stephon Diggs, tight end Kyle Rudolph, and running back Latavius Murray, really built for playing keep away. Again, there's no question that if Dalvin Cook comes back completely healthy next year, Minnesota is going to be much more balanced and better on offense. But with Murray, they're more of a ball-controlled keep that powerful offense of the Saints off of the field. Saints allow 4.4 rushing yards per attempt, to teams normally allowing just 4.1. So a lot of people think the Vikings should be able to exploit that on the ground. Vikings only allowing teams to convert 25.6% of third downs, but the Saints only converting 37.6%. Can Zimmer fluster Breeze is really the question. Is the Saints' third down an outlier because their offense would indicate they should be better on third down? The Saints' offensive line banged up. Andres Pete is out, but Sanu Calamente has taken 60% of the snaps. Keenan postseason debut versus 12 starts for Drew Brees. Remember, we are also brought to you by MyBookie.ag. If you enter the promo code Duffy, you will get the single biggest bonus that they allow. MyBookie.ag. And again, I've been using these guys for years. My clients have raved about them. And any of the legitimate online monitoring and watchdog sites will tell you MyBookie.ag, among the best books in the world. In fact, you're not going to make it on the offshoreinsiders.com unless you are thoroughly vetted, not only by me, but by cooperating sources. MyBookie.ag, promo code Duffy.
Once upon a time in a convenience store, a woman asked, "Which zero-calorie drink will I like more?" The cashier said, "I have a thought. Coke Zero Sugar always hits the spot." The taste made her heart fill with laughter, and with her Coke Zero Sugar, she lived happily ever after. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, unbelievably delicious.
No trip to the store is complete without the unbelievably delicious zero-calorie taste of Coke Zero Sugar. Pick some up at 7-Eleven today.